Hey class, so one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys, so I was inspired by one of these 3D prints that I saw as a gift. It's a file you can download, but obviously that's not what we're doing here. We're making all our own stuff. So I wanted to show you this kind of cool feature. So what this person did is they did an I love you, and then when you rotate it 45 degrees, it says mom. So I messed around with this today. This is a complete for funsies activity after you're done with Lego project. The goal is that you finished up, you've already submitted your exploded view. So I just wanted to show you something that you could do for fun in the meantime. Now, I don't know what kind of errors you're gonna run into. The truth is, mess around with it. Sometimes we do stuff just for fun, and that's what this is. If you can get a shape or letter that works out for you, then I'll go ahead and print it. So I'll show you my example. So mine is F and then M. So that stands obviously for Frank Menjivar. There's some issues with it. Like that M is a lot clearer than when I flip it this way, it's a reverse F. But you kind of get the point. It came out really nice. I like it. I'm happy with it. So what am I gonna do? So I want to walk you guys through how you would do this, and I think it's a lot more simple than you might imagine. This literally probably took me a couple minutes, but you can take it wherever you'd like. If you want to do something more interesting like this, put a base plate on it, you can. But I will explain that to start, at least, I only want to print one letter. So if you want to go ahead and make something more detailed, you can. But whatever you want to print, I'm printing one letter, or I guess two letters, one two-way letter. So don't put a face on it or anything just yet. Just make the letters for now, and then when I come back, I'll see what I can 3D print for you guys. All right, so why don't we get going on how to do this? So first, you're going to create a new part. And if I haven't said it already, happy Friday, since most of you will be watching this video on a Friday. I'm going to start a sketch. I always like the XY plane. Why don't we pick two letters? Why don't we go with, what do they do? IM? Okay, why don't we go with IM? Isaiah Medina or something like that, right? So what do they do? So I'm going to ask you guys to, if you want it 3D printed, the first thing I'm going to ask is that it's 1.5 inches max in any direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with the text. Doesn't matter how big the text is, the text box. It does matter, though, how big this text is. So I'm going to make this 1.5 inches. So make sure to do that. If you're not paying attention, I'm going to go ahead and circle this so you guys can start paying attention. I'm going to highlight the object, though. So highlight it, then make it 1.5. Great. Not all texts are created equal. So if you have any issues with extruding, it may be because of the font size you use. So maybe try a different font style. I think Tahoma works for sure. So why don't I make this 1.5 as well? And what I'm going to do is, I think they did an M on this side. So if you have a curved surface, something like an O, a W, I'm sure there's a lot, a C. Well, a C has a flat end on one side. But let's say you have something that's curved on both ends. You could also use the existing planes that already exist in the object. And then, use one of the existing planes to go ahead and do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and utilize the existing plane since it's there. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just create a random text box. I'm going to put an M. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to make it 1.5 inches as well. If you notice that this letter is outside the boundary, meaning it's too wide for this object, then go ahead and make the font a little smaller. So maybe you could make this like 1.3 inches in font. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this. Now someone would say, is this how you did it? Nope, we're going to use a feature that is very rarely used, the intersect feature. Now what the intersect feature just did for me is it went ahead and, oh, that looks cool. What the intersect feature did is it just kept what it went through. So right now you'll notice that it's an I and then an M. Again, you got to remember some of the things I said. I want to make it max 1.5 inches. So if I go from here to here, you'll notice it's less than 1.5 inches. If I go from here to here, it's less than 1.5 inches. Now, the last thing, something that most of you don't know how to do is I can go ahead and make this a a 3D file. So pay attention to this part. Export, CAD format. Then I'm going to go ahead and make it, I'm going to save it as IM two-way letter. Then I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to do the drop down. Go to STL. STL is a 3D print file type. I'm going to save it. So again, I call this FM. This one I'm IM. I'm going to click save. And now I have the STL. So tomorrow, what I want you guys doing is save one letter. Now start a new part all together and do something crazy with it. If I have extra time, if we have extra filament, I'll go ahead and make something nice. Maybe I can make this smaller. But at least I want everyone to have one two-way letter that they're interested in printing, so they have it for memories. Now for mine, you'll notice that the F is off-centered. So what I'd probably do afterwards is I'd probably 3D model a plate and just attach it. The reason why I'm going to print it like this, though, is because I like the fact that I have a flat edge that I can 3D print on. This one, I'm probably going to have to 3D print straight up, so I'll probably need some supports under here. So that's going to be a little annoying, but give it a shot, mess around with it, try some cool letters, try some cool things, see if you can recreate this even, and just go crazy with it, all right? So have fun with it, and I hope you guys have a great Friday.